Well, hello. These are the parish announcements for the second Sunday of Advent, this year, December 6th, 2020, and I am delighted to have you here just so that we can continue to be church together, so that you know what's going on and so that we can plan our life together. So a few things to let you know about. You're all aware that the COVID numbers continue not to be very good, that everybody from the governor on down is asking us not to gather indoors for worship, and so we're continuing to heed that. We are continuing outdoors, and last week we had 30-something people there. It was lovely, and I invite you to bundle up, put on 3 or 4 layers, grab your lawn chair and a mask, and join us 9:30 in the morning. We're down to one service, so 9:30 on Sunday mornings outside Nelsonville Church. Pre-registration is appreciated in case we have to do contact tracing, so there's a link below here, and there's a link obviously in the weekly email and on the website. I mean, we're just rich in links so that you can let us know that you're coming, and we would love to see you there. For those of you who just can't face sitting out in 25-degree weather, even for 20-25 minutes of the service, we totally understand that. And we're going to keep going with these online presentations, and we are making plans to improve them. So either late this month or early next month, we should have some new technologies and some new abilities so that we can together continue to grow and to praise and to worship God. So that is coming. Other things you need to know. The prayer list, of course, is always available on the website. It is appropriately sanitized. Last names are all off of it so that it can't be misused against anyone. Most of you figured out who's who on that prayer list, and if you need a few pointers, if you need to know who we're talking about, call me, text me, call Pastor Gretchen, call the church office. We'd be delighted to bring you up to speed. We're continuing to remember Cheryl Felkowski's family in their grief and distress at her passing, and so you're encouraged to reach out to them, to be praying for them, and I am grateful for that. Tom has returned home. He was back in the hospital for additional surgery. This is Tom S., member at Peace, and he has returned home. There's still a path of rehabilitation and recovery ahead of him, but miracles abound, and we are grateful indeed for God's work in his life. We're still praying for Tor, member over at Nelsonville, who has blood clots in his lungs, and for Paul, who is recovering from shoulder surgery. The rest of the names there you have seen in the past. Remember, they are all precious in God's sight. Some of them may grab your heart or imagination more than others. And if that's true, that's fine. Just make sure that you pour yourself out in prayer for that person whose need has captured your imagination. Again, it is Advent. You see that we have the Advent wreath here, and there's something that we're doing as a parish, that we're lighting the Advent wreath together, and below this little announcements, there will be a link where you can click and you can participate in this week's little video lighting our Advent wreath together. Ruth Gordon's going to be playing, our longtime organist and pianist, and it will be lovely to have her back, even if only in the video format. And then, we're having people from around the country, from the diaspora of the Tomorrow River Parish. We're having them light candles. And so we have Brandon and Jen and Evie Wolding lighting a candle from the west, from their home out in Colorado. And, we'll get to see them and see little Evie, and remember that we're all family together. However far we're spread out across the world, north, south, east, and west, it's all encompassed in the plan that God has for us, the plan that's revealed for the first time at Christmas, and we're waiting for that. That's what Advent is all about. So there's a little liturgy, there's a little prayer, there's a little song. You can watch the lighting of the Advent candles. You can do that yourself at your own home at the same time, and we want to invite you into that in the link below or the link in the email. While we're talking about Advent wreaths, it's also that time of the year in which we remember our veterans and their sacrifices by participating in the Wreaths Across America event. We are still going to participate in that. It's December 19th. That's a Saturday, a couple weeks out. And if you feel safe, we'd love to have you come and lay a wreath. We have, is it 45? 45 veterans buried at the Nelsonville Cemetery, and we lay a wreath in remembrance and gratitude for each one of those lives. If you want to be part of that, we'd love to have you there. There's not going to be a formal program. There'll just be a few announcements. We'll be gathering in the Nelsonville Cemetery on the 19th at 10:45. Wreath Laying will be at 11. If you just can't brave the elements, your financial donation would be welcome. Each of those wreaths costs $15. You can mail the check to the Cemetery Association. The address is below this video. You can find it there. Please call Carla if you're planning to volunteer, so that she'll have your contact information, and in case of inclement weather or COVID spikes, we can let you know that we've called it off. But we'd love to have you participate in that. Offering envelopes for 2021. I should just say here again how incredibly grateful I am to those of you who've remembered your commitments and who've continued to support both Peace and Nelsonville Church during this goofy year of pandemic. It's an amazing thing that our little churches have kept all of our promises to all of our benevolence partners. I mean every single one. That you've supported the staff and the ministries of this church and the work that is ongoing here. And I am incredibly grateful to you. So offering envelopes are in for both churches. Judy has hers all sorted and ready. So those of you from Nelsonville, she brings them to the Sunday morning outdoor services. And so you can pick them up there. If you'd rather pick them up at her house, give her a call and she's happy to make that happen. Presumably she could also bring them to the office of Peace. If you wanted to pick them up here, let us know. Peace members, we're working out the distribution plan right now, and we will let you know in coming days how you can get your offering envelopes as well. The Mitten Tree is up. Remember that mitten is defined as anything that keeps a kid warm. Between several different partners, Operation Bootstrap and St. Vinny's and a couple of others, if you have something that will keep a kid warm, we will get it to a kid who needs to be warm. So snow pants, gloves, hats, scarves, mittens, coats, whatever you got, we will take and we will get to a kid who needs that. And I want to encourage you to participate in that. Nelsonville members, remember we're not doing the heart tree this year because, well, you can't get into the building to do the heart tree. So if that's something that you've done every Christmas, if you've supported the hungry in that way, there are a lot of agencies right now that are helping the poor and those in need that would be delighted for your support. And so we want to just encourage you to think about them and that. Last thing on my list today is that the Nelsonville Endowment Committee is preparing to distribute funds as they do every year. It's always between $20,000 and $25,000. I don't know the exact number for this coming year, but that's always the neighborhood. And if you have a ministry or an organization that you think is doing God's work and want to write a grant for funds to support them in that work, there is a link below. There's a link on the website, and in the last several weeks there have been links in our blast emails, so that it's a 2-page application. It's nothing. Fill it out, give us some contact information, give us a place to look, and we will the endowment committee will prayerfully consider all of the suggestions that come in, bring a slate of possibilities to the annual meeting of the congregation at the end of January, and we will help some of our partners here and around the world do God's work. Those are the announcements as I know them at this minute. I want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank you for continuing to be an active and vibrant part of these congregations, and for all the work that you're doing in our community and around the world. God is glorified in our faithfulness, and I am grateful indeed to be walking with you. I do wish you well. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.